but the only sane one doing the thinking. You're not sane though, Luke! You're crazy! But then I realized...
Where's Hana? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
You do not belong there, my prince.
Ew, I don't like that!
Anyone, help me!
The thing is, like, how do you beat this? She's a ghost, right? Like, I don't understand how you can beat her.
No different. No different. You're all the same. You can all suffer together.
What is going on now? What the hell is happening? Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to the letter. So we got dragged into another room and I don't know what's gonna happen because the lady has been switching the rooms about, like earlier in Ashton's chapter when they were trying to escape. It just kept changing, so I don't know what's in store, so let's find out. There's a moment of panic when the feeling of the tendrils around my limbs finally dissipate. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I'm on my feet, I'm reaching for my knives and holding it out, watching, waiting for every movement, using it in a way to put a distance between me and these peasants. What? Who knows what they'll do now? We're all desperate to get out of this house. 3 of them, friends at that. Cannot trust these people not to turn on me. Bloody hell, even Hannah's giving me the same look as them right now. Though Mint has already gone loon, crouched in the corner muttering to herself, you can't really say anyone's safe from her. If anything, she's the only one I should watch out for. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Despite the pleading look, and Lily shoots my way, while they all huddle in the corner behind steel and feathers. But I have to remind myself that even people like her are capable of doing the unpleasant. She's only human after all. It's never an excuse. Why? Hannah has her cunning and manipulative moments, though she does that much subtler than I. Why else would Lily show this letter to us the day if not to save herself? I guess that backfired on her, now that she and her own friends are also stuck here. Still, I have every right to be livid. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives. And again, it's not anyone's fault, it just happened to happen that way. And Luke obviously is very ignorant and just blames it on anyone else, then blaming himself.
You! All of you! This is all your fault! If I've died to this bloody curse, I'm taking you all down with me!
Luke, please put that knife away. This isn't going to solve anything.
Hey now, Mr. Wright. I know the situation ain't good, but we have to calm down. We're all in the same boat here.
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, or this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened!
The most dangerous person in this room is Luke.
Your life all that matters to you? What about these people here? Don't they have the same problem? What about me, Luke? Do you even care?
Are you taking their side?
Oh my
You're
god!
also stuck in this nightmare, Hana! That creature is out to get us, and you're still defending these people!
I'm not defending anyone, Luke. I'm just trying to be reasonable when you're clearly not.
Oh, of course you're not. You're just the one who bought this bloody mansion to begin with. If I didn't know any better, you did this on purpose!
Damn, you know what really sucks is because he was already paranoid before all of this. It just makes it worse now because now that the danger is imminent and like obviously the only means of like escape seems to be death, he is like going over the edge of that paranoia, which is not helping. So I'm actually kind of scared that he might actually hurt Hannah too.
I know. Why would I ever do that? This was only meant to be an anniversary gift. For you. For us. For the family we're going to have.
Right, anniversary gift. Oh, here's your gift, darling. Oh, by the way, there's a curse included in that package. I hope that's all right.
What the hell?
Are you really that eager to get rid of me, Hana?
Suddenly, Hannah steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand. Said knife slides uselessly under the table out of my reach. Before my mind registers what's happening, a sharp blow explodes to the side of my head, sending me reeling backwards. Whoa. Oh! Wow! She actually punched Luke! Wow! I'm actually very proud of Hannah, holy crap! She merely stands there before afterwards, without even batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off with an instant. Sometimes, I forget.
Don't you dare, Luke! Don't you dare imply I've ever thought of you that way!
That Hannah's never the weak woman I believed her to be. How did I come to think of her as such? She used to be someone I can look up to, isn't she? when you look at her now, the way she stands tall, facing a man like me, the same way she has done to all those years ago, I can't help but think, am I not responsible for taking that part of herself away from her? Enjoy your time as Mr. Luke Wright. What a bunch of shite. Figures why she would want to leave me.
And these people are only trying to help us.
Damn!
Oh, of course, by barging into our home. Are you really going to trust them to save your life? These peasants who brought this pox upon us.
It's funny because I was starting to like Luke when he was just like, oh, maybe I should take care of Hannah, you know, maybe this is one part of my life I can redeem, being a good husband. And this dick does just a 360 out of nowhere immediately, and I'm like, I hate you now.
You keep that rude mouth running, Whiskey, and see if any of us here will help you out of this place.
Exactly.
Please stop! All of you stop this!
To hear Lily speak out loud, I can't say I'm not surprised. She has always given me the impression of someone who's so meek from the moment I met her, either from her inexperience or station in life. She has never struck me as someone fitting to be a real estate agent, until now. Quietly, she puts herself between me and men, cutting whatever scathing words we've yet to hurl at each other. The way she glares at me, it reminds me a little of my own way my mom would look at me, particularly when I've done something wrong, and it's not the stare she's unused to showing. She has done this before, probably to a younger sibling. Huh. If she only sees us now as a pair of squabbling kids, and not two mature adults, well, that's only to be expected. No doubt that's how she sees us. For a long moment, there's only silence in the room. Steele, the big oaf, doesn't even dare to break it, neither does Feathers. With both merely watching us, bunch of wimps, these men. Not that it even matters when Lily starts speaking again, after some of the anger and tension has lifted from the room.
Stop this, please! With or without that damn piece of paper,
A deep breath, an exhale, and then she closes her eyes, a crease forming between her brows, while she grips her hand tightly in front of her.
We still would have ended up in this mess.
The atmosphere that descends into the room right after that admission is anything but pleasant. Can I call it that? An admission? It seems like, from the way her eyes nervously flick between her friends and I, she appears to know more than she lets on, and how she makes herself appear smaller after dropping a bomb on us doesn't sit quite well with me. Impatient is something I don't have the luxury of having right now and bestowing upon other people. What else does this girl know? What else is she not telling us? Because from the looks of this, even her friends has no idea what she's talking about. And willingly to wait, I grab her arm before she retreats without explanation, waving a little letter still in my hand in front of her.
Ow! Sir, you're hurting me!
Don't hurt her! I swear to God.
Hey, hands off her, right?
Fuck off, Feathers. I have questions for your friend, and she better have the answers.
Then stop taking it out on every single person.
Your friend is hiding something! She is struggling for a moment, but my hold eventually forces her to look up at me. Fear and uncertainty spreads across her features, especially when her eyes land on the damn paper. As much as I want to be considered right now, I want answers.
What do you mean, Lily?
I'm not sure about it.
Don't give me that, you know something!
Ow! Please, sir! I know the paper is useless, okay?
At the mention of the letter, without warning, Min snatches the paper out of my hand. It's a miracle it didn't rip right then and there, but the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do that exactly.
We should have gotten rid of this thing. We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got.
No, even if we rip it to shreds, it won't do anything. I think...
You don't know what I've seen, Santos. There were children, victims, all because they had no idea what this thing will do to them. Oh God, those poor souls. They were screaming and begging before she...
Then what about those people they mentioned in the news lately? All those who died? My coworkers? The open house clients? None of them had seen it. Even Rose. And yet they're all dead. I should know. That letter has been with me since I picked it up. And I swear I didn't make copies of this thing. Even if I wanted to save myself, I wouldn't do that to my friends. Or anyone.
Is that what the trip to BRC was for?
Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell you guys until I was certain. None of you believed me the first time. I had to find proof.
And yet we're all here! Are you taking me for a fool, Lily?
Luke,
I have to go with Whiskey on this. Who knows how many has already seen this before you found it? This cursed thing has to go!
We would have ended up here either way. Maybe? I really don't know.
Isabella seems doubting herself,
Sir,
but why?
please. All I know is that paper isn't the reason why all of this is happening. There's something else that...
This place.
Steele has been quiet the entire time. The sound of him talking, however, whispered it is, still manages to catch us off all guard. We all pause, turning to him with likely the same question in our eyes.
Oh, I just thought... I mean, it's a straight thought, alright? Don't take my word for it.
No, it might be something. What about this place, Zach?
There is still a moment where he hesitates, but Lily urging him eventually spurs him into speaking.
I was just thinking, maybe Ash is right for why he went here. This is where Bella found that thing, right? And then this.
It was just a hunch, Zach. We were not getting anywhere. But just because we went here doesn't mean we will find all the answers we need here. Hell, now we're stuck here.
Regardless, Steele pauses and allows Lily to remember. Soon enough, whatever it is dawns on her, and her face lights up with something like hope? Of all things, this is in this nightmare, hope! Her head snaps up and she reaches for Steele's arm to give it a squeeze. A reassurance, a confirmation, the meaning is lost even to Feathers, who glances at them baffled.
Isabella, what are you...
Ash, it's this place. Think about it.
What? You mean we burn this place down?
What?
I still think we should get rid of this letter before we start thinking of destroying a place with some historical value.
You know, Marianne, I love you, but if if it's like the letter doesn't like break the curse, why would you want to keep the house just because it has historical value? Obviously it's cursed.
What? No! We are not burning a multi-million-pound mansion, you peasants! I just spent a fortune on this!
Seriously, Luke, are you really more worried about that?
Buttercup, Marching, millions. It's gonna take years getting all that money back!
Well, you certainly won't be getting any of that money if you're dead.
Ooh.
Really, Luke? Is that more important than your life?
Bloody fucking hell! Not only do I have trespassers on my property, but they're also arsonists!
How dare they suggest something like that? Bloody peasants. My head's already aching just listening to them. To think this is all of the solution they can come up with? I should have just stabbed them all and made run for it. Jesus! It doesn't help with each second we spent talking here, the crazier this whole place gets. The voices become louder and somewhat sounding more vicious. If the things in the room start floating, mark my words, I will fucking flip out. You're already flipping out, dude. And they may not be thinking of it now, but eventually they'll turn on me, such is the nature of humans. Better finding a way out of this place as soon as possible, if I want to stay alive. Fuck, I still have so much to do! None of our choices seem to sound, but who knows? We don't understand about shite about this place. Might as well try everything, yeah? Whatever works. If I also have to be the one to make that bloody decision, so be it. Less room for errors, with the only sane one doing the thinking. You're not sane though, Luke! You're crazy! On the off chance I'm wrong, well, they suggested it. I decided to... burn the letter, burn the mansion! Oh my god, hang on, saving time. Okay, yes, we could burn the letter, but like, I agree with Isabella. I don't think there's any point, because remember when she was in the room, the BRC, when the ghost girl kind of snapped her head all the way back and looked at her? Remember the printer? It was printing out something and it was just copies of the letter. So obviously it's not the letter, but at the same time, if we burn down the mansion, how do we know they can escape this room right now? You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know what kind of powers this girl has over the house, and I'm thinking back to, has anyone seen the show The Haunting of Hill House or read the book of that? There is a scene in there where, because the house is haunted and whatever, one of the characters tries to burn down the house because they think it's the only way to lift like this like haunting or the curse that has come upon their family. Turns out it doesn't work that way. So I'm feeling like if I burn down the mansion, either someone will die because the ghost will get really pissed off and like kill someone, or they will actually burn the mansion down but they can't escape because the girl won't let them leave the room. So even though I feel like the letter is not going to be the best option, I feel like I should go with the letter. I hope I'm right. It's an easy decision to make, especially with these cries getting louder. I'm getting tired, really. I still have to act fast, think fast, and what else is there to root a cause of a problem but the letter? No need to make things more complicated. It started from there. Why won't it end there? If what Min has said is true, then there is more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before anyone can think of passing it on to someone else. Before the situation can stretch on far too long for my taste. I snatch a blasted paper away.
Give me that.
For a second, she appears offended until I take up my mom's lighter. The sight of it shuts them all up. Next moment, I'm already setting the letter on fire. And it doesn't take too long for the thing to catch fire. It's old, for heaven's sake. Though I make sure none of the ashes end up on anything flammable, it'll be inferno inside the study with all the books and documents stored here. Not that a big flame's anything to worry about in this case. In fact, in a matter of minutes, the damn thing has turned to ashes on the floor. With nothing left to burn though, the fire dies, fades into thin air and a whiff of smoke, leaving only the awful scent of burnt paper in the room. But as the last of the paper turns out into cinders, what? A sharp, agonizing wail echoes from somewhere in the mansion, before quickly dying out, taking with her the horrors that she has brought upon the mansion. Slowly before our eyes, the mansion changes again. This seems too easy, does it not? Like, if the only reason to get rid of the curse is just burn the letter, I feel like that's not what's gonna happen. I feel like it weakened the ghost, but I don't think it took off the curse. This seems too easy. Blood fading from the walls, ceiling and floor, returning to the place's old beauty. Gone is the darkness, quickly replaced by the artificial lights in the room. And the smell of blood and gore has completely disappeared from the room. Perhaps the only thing undesirable left is the dumbfounded look they're giving me.
See? Wasn't that easy? For fuck's sake, you people need to get your heads checked. How did you all make it this far in life with that kind of thinking?
Luke, this seems so easy though, do you not? I would be suspicious.
Well, you can all thank me later for this. You may now show yourselves out of my property before I call the police on you simpletons.
I walk out of the study without a single glance back at them, more than eager to finally get fresh air. They can find their way out of this place, I'm sure. Better not catch them here again, though, or I will not be happy. Outside, there's only silence, deafening, still. The same hush that comes over after a terrible storm has swept the countryside, and with it from the wide open windows is the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way in the warm morning hues, soft rays spilling over the vast expanse of Luxburn's countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and rustle with the breeze, a passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of the storm has passed. In the distance, I can hear soft chirping of birds, while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn at last. We are free. Feel like it's not easy! Epilogue? Oh, okay. We're in the epilogue? For undisclosed reasons to the public, the mansion is put back on the market months later, while Brighty Realty Corporation faces criminal charges filed by one Luke Wright. After the news of the lawsuit broke out and the realty company's declaration of bankruptcy, rumors quickly spread across Luxburn City. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old, and those who know the truth, it is but the testament of the curse and the secrets of the Ermengarde Mansion has hidden for centuries. If there will become a time for those who finally be relieved, only the hallowed halls of this mansion knows. To this day, it stands silent. However, on nights when the winds blow howls and the thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing of voices within. So we didn't even figure out the secret of the mansion, right? Of cries and wails that fill the nights and desperate calls of help for anyone who dares listen. As for those who once treaded its halls... Oh. Unable to settle their differences, Hannah Wright eventually filed divorce from Luke Wright. Oh, shoot! For several months, they have become a subject of gossip in the mass media and city. In spite of this, the two have uncharacteristically remained tight-lipped on the circumstances of their separation. Though many assume it's the inevitable falling out stemming from the troubles during the couple's housewarming party, to everyone's surprise, however, Luke Wright quietly accepts the court's decision and disappears from the Evans heiress life without creating much fuss. The once couple has kept an amicable relationship, though. The businessman is seen visiting Hannah Evans on the day of their twins' birth. Oh my god, they had twins! Whoa! With the Wrights couple's separation also comes to Wright-Evans conglomerate's split up. Although the Wrights enterprise still manages to do well with the business, with Evans Incorporation back as its competitor, other tech leaks places in CEO and the company under legal spotlight months later. This time, however, when the Chief Inspector Harvey Lee's sudden absence, the businessman isn't able to escape close scrutiny. In an investigation headed by LPD's Detective Inspector Ashton Frey, all of Wright's Enterprise's illegal business dealings within the past 10 years have come to light. Oh, so Ashton did it! Although his involvement with the other crimes is still being investigated, the disclosure has caused a huge outcry, especially from the city's business sector. Sued on multiple grounds, the company is ultimately forced to shut down. Oddly, when Luke Wright steps out of his office one last time, there's only a small smile on his face. To avoid public outcry, the once affluent businessman immediately leaves the city. All of his bank accounts have been emptied, including his Luxembourg apartments, leaving not a single trace or clue where he might be hiding. The last anyone has seen of the man was on the flight bound for Ireland. Till this day, no one has heard from him. Even his people from the old Wright Enterprise, who have all left to deal with the aftermath. Hannah Evan knows she has kept mum about it. Though over the past few months, after the situation has calmed, some have made claims of spotting him flinting in and out of the city, if only to check on those he has left behind. His kids, right? Following the split of the company, Hannah Evans reestablishes Evans Incorporation, becoming its CEO like her late father has always wanted for her. Though a bit out of practice and doubted by many people at first, the Evan heiress quickly finds her bearings and proves to be every bit as talented in the business as her parents. Soon under the management, the new Evans Incorporation flourishes, becoming one of the prime investors and finances companies in Luxembourg City. Months after her recovery, Marianne McCullough heads back to her homeland, ready to close the chapter of the past she has left hanging for so long. There she visits Lorraine's grave, asking for forgiveness from the girl she once loved, something she has intentionally avoided for years. Although the terror of what she has witnessed inside the Ermengarde Mansion still clings to her, she rarely chooses to move from it. Turning a new leaf to focusing on a new branch of interior design company, and leaving her interior design company at Luxembourg in the hands of her secretary instead. Although she never returned to the city after, she is frequently seen visiting checking on the people she has become acquainted in her years there. Having finally accepted herself, she won't deny she is a happier place now. Hey, I'm glad! Despite making the Ireland branch of her interior design company her focus now, Marianne continues to cater to her most avid patrons in Luxembourg when requested. And after her work on the Ermengarde Mansion, Hannah Evans has never trusted another to handle the design for any place she owns. Hey! Even moving back to Evans' mansion after her divorce. Marianne's name is the first thing she calls, and the woman is quick to fly back to the city and socialite summons. Not only helping with the decoration of the old place, but also assisting with the renovations, much to Hannah's delight. Since then, the two women have kept close friendship and business relationship. Damn, I was like, are they dating? Damn it! Often they can be seen going around town together when Marianne's in town, and Evan Harris can be heard recommending the designer to her peers during parties. Some even may go as far to say Hannah Evans has confided with Marianne McCullough during the turmoil times of her divorce with Luke Wright. Whatever the case is, one can't deny both women have found confidence in another. That's good. I mean, I'm glad they're friends. I wish they were together, but whatever. With the help of family and friends, Zachary Steele is soon able to open a photography studio of his own. Oh, I'm so happy! Something he has only dreamed of having as a child. Although he still hopes to get back to making indie films someday, client work and small project has kept him mostly busy. Hectic as it may be, he can only be glad for the amount of work pouring in, and it's made him moving from the incident in Ermengarde Mansion easier, if not faster. Even with his success, he still hasn't forgotten what he has lost during that time. But while there are still nightmares, with the support of his family, his doctor, and his own drive, the dark images have finally turned into pleasant dreams. He's aware he won't ever truly forget, but he is no longer running away. At times, when he's not busy or after a hard day's of work, he thinks there's another story for the big screen to be told him that. An idea he may soon turn into reality once his time affords it. With her newfounded courage, Isabella Santos finally chose to pursue what she really wants in life, having made soon enough to keep her family afloat for a few years, and with their blessing, she quits her job at Brighter Realty Corporation and takes the scholarship offered from one of the local universities. Oh, she's doing art school! Though remarkably out of practice and unsure if she'll be able to keep up by the time she returns to university, she finds her feet soon enough with help from people close by to her. And with her confidence and skills growing, so do the numbers of people recognizing her and her work. It doesn't take long for several award-giving bodies to take notice of her. For all the accomplishments, however, she's never truly forgotten what happened at the Ermengarde Mansion, nor what she has lost. The images still remain in her on particularly unpleasant nights. Terrors continue to visit her dreams. She knows those won't ever disappear from her life. It's become a part of her in the same way death has permanently taken from her. However, she is no longer afraid. With a brave face, she carries on, earnestly wishing that someday she'll be able to paint brighter, more vivid thoughts on her canvas, an honest portrayal of life and hope amidst the fears. More than a year later, once everything in their respective lives is settled, Zachary Steele and Isabella Santos finally held their first exhibition together. Oh, photography and art! I love it! A project that has been in the making for almost 2 years after the photographer casually brought it up on the other artists. While merely intending for a small event, it has been surprisingly attended by several members of Lexburn's upper class and art enthusiasts. Although only a few pieces have been meant for sale, the show has brought prominence to Zachary and Isabella's names in the city art scene. It has been followed by several other exhibits by two, both in and out of the city. Currently, there are plans to hold their first show overseas. Yet, even with the unexpected overwhelming fame, friendship between the two has remained strong. That's good, I love these two, they're such good friends. Theirs, after all, is the bond that goes beyond mere partners in a small project. He's her family as much as she is his. While still aware she has plenty of ways to go, getting back to school has been opening opportunities for Isabella. At times, part-time work has started to come in and she's able to support herself financially through her art alone. Sometimes she has only dreamed of something she has only dreamed of as a child. And when the clients are generous enough, she's able to send money back home as well, despite her family's reassurances. One such a client is Marianne McCullough's interior design company, who frequently commissions her for murals after the woman has learned of a skill. Yay, it's good! Though at times she finds it difficult to keep up with the interior designer's standard for quality, it's a job and a challenge she only is too happy to accept, if it means doing what she loves. Following the success in bringing the Luxburn firm case to close, Ashton Frey receives a recommendation for transfer to Luxburn's lead legacy against organized crime. An endorsement eager blacked out by the newly appointed successor of the late Chief Inspector Lee, Abigail Harris. So Lee went missing, and they don't know what happened to him, huh? Knowing he'll have more resources, leeway, and the bigger chance of ultimately bringing Luke Wright to justice, Ashton Frey accepts. He still warns people close to him against Wright and his associates, but only a friendly reminder now, more than anything. Though he does worry, he believes they're wise enough to know what they're doing and trust their judgment. For now, he has decided to leave the evidence and the law to speak for itself, and take care of a man once the proper time comes. Nowadays, police work and operation keeps him busy, sometimes taking him away from the city he grew up in for days on end. A rare thing for him once upon a time, yet this time he never loses his drive. Simply growing more determined after having finally found a clear purpose, close to the rush and excitement he has dreamed of as a child. Although Ashton still keeps his mum about specific details of his work, his experience with the curse has slowly taught him how to open up, especially to those who he knows that genuinely care about him. He has still a long way to go, he knows that, but for the sake of the people who are still with him, those who have chosen to stay, as well for those he has lost, he hopes there will come a day when he no longer has to hide behind his own lies, a day when he is no longer afraid to facing the truth of his own words. On his days off, Ashton is usually seen loitering around Zachary Steele's studio, either to help him out on one of his pet projects or exasperating the other man on purpose. Either or, it's mostly the latter. At the certain times, he'll volunteer to model for one of Zach's projects in spite of the photographer's reassurance that it's not indeed. Regardless, Ashton insists before complaining how meticulous the whole process is hours later, to Zach's utter amusement. Sometimes they may get into small, trivial arguments. Things have stayed cordial between the two. If anything, the ordeal have gone by, though has merely strengthened their friendship the detective didn't expect to find in anyone. Between the lingering trauma and their measly attempts at normalcy, it takes a few months for the awkwardness to finally lift from both Ashton Frey and Isabella Santos, of several weeks of trying to find their voice and remembering how to act around each other despite enduring affections. But once the uneasiness fades, there's only usual banter and rapture fall back at them, the casual talk and friendly jibs. And for the both of them, it's easy, like breathing, like coming home after another journey, a comfort in spite of things they have gone through. Though days may still be filled with petty arguments and light teasing, but the aftermath is when it's all said and done. Something constant has already been forged between them, quite steadfast they can both hold on to as they both carry on. So they didn't get together, damn it, but at least they're friends still. And I didn't finish it! Oh man! I'm kind of pissed because I didn't figure out like what happened to Takako and like what was really going on. So obviously I did everything wrong with Rebecca because she's supposed to be alive, and I guess like some of the choices that I was making. So yeah, this is not the end of this Let's Play. I just want to confirm that because I said if I didn't get the true ending for this game, I will try to get it in a second playthrough. So what I'm gonna do is do another playthrough, not Let's Play the whole thing, like I'm not gonna show it on YouTube the whole thing, but kind of like key points and get to the true ending and see what happens. Cause like this is gonna bother the hell out of me if I don't figure out what happened to this girl, you know? So with that being said, I really enjoyed this game as way more than I thought I would, because I'm not really a horror fan. I don't like horror games, and I was scared that I was gonna like not finish it properly. I would kill everyone. I only killed Rebecca, unfortunately, but did a lot better than I thought I would. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first playthrough of the game. Don't worry, another ending is coming. But please let me know in the comments what you thought about the game so far, the ending I got, and what you thought happened with the girl. Like, what do you think happened with Takaku? Do you think she actually died? Because I really don't think she disappeared. The curse is not gone. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when I upload the next episode of The Letter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!
You are really cute.
Oh. Why do I blurt that out? I don't know why. I feel like that's such an inappropriate time. Pillow fight, fuck it. Why not? I grab the pillow behind me. Then think fast. Hey. The pillow bounces off his face and I laugh, amused by his slow reaction.